It's time to go inside Florida State football. This is the Jimbo Fisher Show. The Jimbo Fisher Show is brought to you by the Florida Lottery, proud sponsor of FSU Athletics, the Florida Department of Transportation, drive sober or get pulled over, the energy-saving conservation programs of Tico Peoples Gas, Camping World and Good Sam, your one-stop shop for everything RV, Coca-Cola Zero, real Coke taste and 0 calories, The Gem Collection, finest quality jewelry, extraordinary service, and the best possible prices. SunTrust, the official bank of the Florida State Seminoles. Nick's Toggery, provider of Coach Fisher's wardrobe.
Hello and welcome to the Jimbo Fisher Show. Week number 2. The news is great once again. Coach, congratulations. A big win over Nevada, a team you obviously were heavily favored to defeat, but your team, once it got humming, it didn't slow down. You really put it on them in the second and third quarter and came away with a convincing win.
We really did, but we knew Nevada started off very well. They controlled the ball, and we shot ourselves in the foot the first time down the goal line. We get a field goal instead of a touchdown. We have a penalty, and then have a turnover, and then we get a sack and have a tough situation. But our kids didn't panic again. Dealt with adversity well. Behind with 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. 7-3 and 6 minutes to go, and just relaxed and had 2 good drives. Defense continued to make adjustments, and I liked the way our coaches coached in the game and our players kept competing in the game.
Yeah, that's not the way you would want to start. You made that same comment about after Pitt went up on you, but given that, you get to see how your team responds, and in this situation, you got to see how your quarterback responds after throwing his first interception.
Exactly right, and backed up and had a good read, just let the ball go a little high, and probably could have been a little more conservative with it, but that's part of growing, and really pleased with the way he matured after that and made decisions and was accurate with the ball and still aggressive with the ball. Did not back off with his aggression, which I was very happy with. And then we started running the football and getting the guys and making us a two-dimensional team, and then we became very tough to stop.
6 rushing touchdowns, 8 touchdowns overall, scored by 8 different players. We will feature all those touchdowns for you when we come back. Take a look at the highlights. We are just getting started, so stay with us here on the Jimbo Fisher Show. Welcome back to the Jimbo Fisher Show. Florida State 1-0, taking on Nevada 1-1. And Coach, this was your home opener, and I know for week 1 you said sometimes it's better to get away from all the distractions of being at home, but eventually you got to face those. So, what was the message to the team as you went into the home opener?
Well, it's not about who you play, it's how you play. Don't get caught up with all the clutter of being at home. And this is really like having a second season opener because it was so long between the first game, and so there were very similar situations. And I actually thought our kids, not tight, but they felt the pressure coming back home because they wanted to play well. Then once they settled in the game, we did play well in the crowd. They fed off the crowd and everything went well.
Yeah, too much time for them to sit and read the press clippings. Now they're back to playing football.
Exactly.
You only get 7 opportunities a year to play at home, so every time you come through this tunnel and take the field, Doak Campbell, it's a special day.
Exactly, very, very special. Roberto, starting us off with a great kickoff. I thought he had another tremendous day. Never missed any PATs, never missed any field goals, and kickoffs were right on the money. Here they start with a little counter trap, and we need to fit and fill that just a little bit better. But I'm going to tell you what, that guy LaMarcus Joyner, who's leading us in tackles, doing a great job of fitting it. They did a nice job inside in the first quarter. There's Christian Jones with a nice play, Dan Hicks with a nice play. Mario Edwards had a nice day. They picked up the first 3rd down, 3rd and 2. They throw it. We got to press the route a little more. But they did a nice job of keeping it away and being very patient with their play calling. Nice job by Timmy Jernigan and Mario Edwards again down inside there. DeMonte McAllister, I thought, had a good game. And we get the ball back, get a great first drive, first play, great blocking right there with Rashad Green, our right side of our line with Bobby Hart, who I thought played exceptionally well along with Ruben Carter. And we get a little naked pass right here, and they play it pretty good, so he keeps it and gets 2 yards out of it. We're moving Kelvin Benjamin out there doing a good job blocking. And we pick up a big 3rd and 12. Great ball down the middle on a hash read to Kenny Shaw. We were very good on 3rd down on the day, which was very critical. Here, he actually checked us out of this play. We had the ball going the other side. They were bringing a blitz. He checked it and got us out of it back to this side. And Devontae, who had an outstanding day, over 100 yards. Here, I wish he'd give the ball to KB on this naked. I think we'd have been a little farther downfield, and he kept it and scrambled and took a couple hits he didn't need to. I wish he'd got the ball out of his hands to KB here. But again, picks up another big 3rd down going to Rashad Green, who's just Mr. Reliable down in that red zone. We get down here and we want to drive, and we get the ball back on the 1, and we had a penalty, so we're having to throw it on 3rd down. And I'm going to tell you what now. You talk about tremendous effort by Kelvin Benjamin right there to go up. His hands were above the goalpost, and he got his toe in, but his heel hit out, and we had to kick a field goal. But I thought Kelvin played an outstanding football game. Great job by Roberto again. We had the penalty on the second one on the flinch, and we can't do that. Here we lose contain. Don't need to do that again. Again, Christian Jones coming up and making a play, and Terrence Brooks, you saw in there making a play, did a great job. Mario Edwards with a real good job playing there. Dan Hicks getting another play. And, they're pounding that ball up inside. They influence trapped us there a couple times. We got to squeeze better, and our linebackers got to feel and attack and close those holes. Here they get a nice throw. Darby, they about make a play right here. Darby barely misses that ball, and they could have had a touchdown on that drive also. Now they get a fake field goal, and when we react, play it very well on special teams. We knew fakes and things like that. When you're playing a team that's a big underdog, you have to be very wary of those things. And our team did a great job. Now, James's first big mistake. He gets a little aggressive on a hash read, and same one he hit Kenny on earlier, he let it go just a little bit high, and in that field position, we'd rather check that ball down instead of force it, but it was a valuable lesson for him. Nick Larry makes a good tackle. They get the momentum of the game, but I was very proud of the way our guys hung in defense. They popped another trap up inside, and we hadn't made the adjustments yet, so we were still getting ball. We were trying to get up the field too much, and they make a great throw and catch here in a man coverage deal, and Jalen's got to press that a little more, but that guy made a good throw and catch, and, hats off to them. They're up 7-3 and got the momentum of the ball game. They get a kickoff. We get the ball to Joyner. We get a decent return in here. We miss a block or two up front that, we need to get a little bit better in our return. We're still not timed up just like we need to be. We're out to the 26, though. And we get a nice play action. We have a dig route coming open, and we get pressure from the right side on this. It really gives up a sack, and now we're 2nd and 20, and we're backed up. We got to be smart here. We just threw a pick. We don't want to do anything, run a tackle trap. I like to see 8 hit that ball up inside. Might have got 5 or 6 more yards, but we're just out of rhythm here just a little bit. And they're up 7-3. We get a punt. Now, Cason doesn't hit this ball very good either now. That's something we got to get ironed out and get fixed a little bit. He's usually a very good punter. We get a good roll, get field position. Defense comes out, and we hold them. Do a nice job on defense. Here they are on 3rd down, get pressure back inside. Now, unfortunately, we get a stop, and Timmy Jernigan gets a penalty for continuing. When your helmet comes off, you got to completely stop. And we got to make sure we coach him up on that a little bit harder. Timmy's head might be hard enough that he can handle that, but I don't know. We can't do that. And we it's an unfortunate penalty. It keeps their drive alive, and they get good field position because every time we got the ball, we got it backed up, and that was a tough thing. They were winning the field position more. Here, great play, if I'm not mistaken, by Tyler Hunter, who I thought had a name. He and Terrence Brooks both played outstanding football games to me. Then we get the ball back, and here's James. He elects to go to the bubble. Look at Kelvin Benjamin on this block. Great job, Kenny Shaw, and we get the momentum going. Then he does it again. They didn't play. We have runs to the other side, and it's his choice when he wants to go to that bubble. If the look is right, KB doing a great job, Kenny making yards. Now we go back and they play it. Now we hand the ball back off. Now we're getting 13. Now we're getting the momentum going. Now we're moved. Great run by James Wilder on the day. Josue Matias, Cam, Stork, all those guys did a great job. We get a play action. We got a shot down the field. It's not there. Now Jameis is settling down. Dump it off. Get 5 or 6 yards, 8 yards of this play. Now we can continue to move down the field. We run it again. Get a little play action naked. He makes a big-time throw right here to Kenny Shaw. Kenny makes a great catch. And they actually face masked Kenny on the route. He fought through the face mask, continued on his route, and you can't throw and catch the ball any better than those two did right there. Tremendous job.
92-yard drive.
Yes, it was, to get back on top. And now we got momentum. Now our defense, there's Brooksy again filling on the run, making some big hits. There's Christian Jones getting upfield. There we go, back inside with Telvin. Those guys, Lamarcus Joyner on 3rd down. There's Ronald Darby back in on the play. DeMarcus Walker and force him a punt. Now we're back. We call timeout. We have no timeouts. We're going to get good field position. Punt return. Kenny's got to hit that, get a good field position. We're at midfield, and we take a 2-minute drive down and score right before the half, which is very critical because we have the ball coming out. First play, find a little flat route out here to Kenny. Kenny takes a little pop, hurts a rib right there just a little bit, knocked the breath out of him and came back in. We come back in with the vertical 2 drops down to his 3rd guy. KB makes a nice catch. Ball's a little behind him. We get the first down, and we got some momentum going here. Now he sets back, reads both sides, comes back. There's Christian Green making a nice corner catch, and we got momentum going here. And then they bring a blitz right here on 3rd down. We pick it up. We get one-on-one on the outside with Rashad Green. Perfect throw and catch. You can't throw it any better. You can't catch it any better. And those 2 throws and catches that got us that 17-7 lead right before half were very critical in both big-time plays. And we kick the ball off to them, pin them back inside. And they start to bring it out. Wish we had more time. We're starting to win. And big hit by Marcus at Legway. Boy, I'm going to tell you what, there's that guy's going to be one heck of a football player before this whole thing's over with now. He's developing into a heck of a defensive end. And the thing I like there, we scored before the half, the last 2 drives actually, got momentum in the game, and then we got the ball coming out the second half, so hopefully we can take control of the game if we can get a good drive in that second half. And very proud of the way we handled the momentum swings in the game, and we made plays to come back. It wasn't things they busted. They covered us well. We threw and caught the ball. We ran the ball. We made plays when we had to.
What did you say to Jameis and the offense after those 2 drives, interception and then sack, to just try and get them to settle in a little bit?
Just to go back to the process. Don't get caught up in wanting to make big plays. Don't get caught up wanting to – it doesn't matter you're behind. Play the plays called, do the best you can, and go to the next play. And just get a rhythm of the game, and don't force the game. Let the game come to you and just make good decisions.
Well, and certainly they paid attention to those words of wisdom, because it showed the way they finished out the second quarter. We'll go back, take a look at the Gem Collection biggest play of the first half, and there were 2 that were so good. We've got a tie here, and they were both the touchdown passes. Take us through the first one to Kenny Shaw.
We ran the ball opposite on the other side 2 or 3 times. So we ran a naked, and Nick O'Leary butted the end and held him a little bit to buy Jameis some time. And we released him in the flat. We ran a little smash route and had Kenny one-on-one on the corner. And Jameis, and they ran a great route, and Jameis dropped it right over his shoulder. Kenny makes it, and Kenny got face masked on the play. They had a penalty. And we were able to execute through the play, big-time play, got us the lead. And the next one, they brought full blitz. They go cover 1. We got matchups outside, and they were pressing Rashad, and we had him in a one-on-one matchup. Anytime we get Rashad in a one-on-one, he's got the ability to go to him. He went to him. They had perfect coverage, really. Threw it right over his helmet. Rashad goes up with 2 hands, gets the foot inbounds, controls the ball. Great throw, great catch, and just you couldn't coach it any better.
Yeah, just a tremendous job, and it got you momentum as you go into the locker room. Up 17-7, having trailed 7-3 rather at one point. So intermission in Tallahassee, and we are just getting started here on the Jimbo Fisher Show. Second half highlights still to come, so they're straight ahead. Stay with us.
Buckle your chin straps. It's time for Inside the Helmet, presented by Napleton Infinity.
Hi, my name is Cason Beatty. I'm a sophomore from Charlotte, North Carolina, and I'm the punter. I didn't start punting until my junior year of high school, so I played quarterback all the way through since, you can start playing in the 7th grade in Charlotte at the middle school level. So I played quarterback 7th and 8th grade year, then 9th through 12th grade, and broke my wrist my sophomore year and couldn't take snaps anymore. So my dad just said, start kicking the ball and run down the field and get it and kick it back just for some conditioning. And, I started to hit spirals, so I was like, well, maybe I can do this. And that's kind of where it started. Sports consumed our life between my older brother and my younger sister, who have played all their lives too. So, we didn't have much time to, sit down and watch TV. It was, you had to do your sport all day, then do homework, and you're trying to get to sleep because you got to be up at 7 to go to school. So, I loved sleeping, through high school and stuff. I guarantee you I got to sleep probably by 9 majority of my senior year, just because I like to get all my hours of sleep in. So I wasn't real big at staying up and watching TV because I'd rather just lay down. I didn't even really know about the Seminoles. I knew Florida State, but until my junior year of high school, no clue at all, no way I was going down there, never even thought about it. Chapel Hill fan my whole life. Loved Tar Heels, couldn't stand Duke because as my dad loved Duke, so wanted to go play baseball there in high school, coming out of high school, but had the opportunity to come down here when Coach Graham called me, and that kind of opened my eyes and turned everything around. So kind of a crazy turn of events. Definitely Phil Dumar and Roberto. We spend a lot of time together, the 3 of us, so we kind of keep each other, on each other's toes, and always messing around and playing with each other, and got to keep it light in there. We get serious when we have to, but all 3 of our mentalities are kind of, we're not stressing. There's no reason to stress because it's what we do every day. So probably Phil and Roberto, for me, just because we spend so much time together. But there's a few other jokers that are pretty funny in the locker room. Oh, when I can find time, I'm heading to the course. I love to go play golf. Played a lot of golf this summer. Again, me, Roberto, and Phil. It's my place where I can go out there and just relax and, swing a golf club. And it's just something different. I don't have, everyone looking at me and all that. So I love to go out and play golf. It's very competitive out there, but probably I like it because it's a lot like punting. The shorter your golf swing is and you don't get too fast, the better ball you hit. And it's the same with punting, the shorter steps and you don't get too long. You keep your power underneath you and hit a better ball. So it's also you know, something I can't really get hurt in. So, you know, you just come out and look up and, you know, everyone, it's just breathtaking, you know, and you don't know that feeling unless you've been into it and been through it. You know, you can be in the stands, and my family said, like, the atmosphere is great up there, but I mean, there's nothing like coming out of that tunnel with 83,000 people just yelling for you and seeing the horse in the middle. So definitely something I'll always remember.
Welcome back to the Jimbo Fisher Show. Florida State with the lead at the half, and you get the ball, and just as you did in week 1 at Pitt, you obviously want to come out, set the tone for the second half, widen that lead, and you were able to do it.
Very quickly. We hit that run. I mean, we had a great check up front. Line made a good declaration. James Wilder was the lead blocker, cuts the linebacker very well. Devontae hits that thing and is out the gate. We just did a tremendous job across the board, and all 11 guys on the field doing what they're supposed to do, and we got the momentum, and then we actually got a quick call on the second one, and James even made maybe a better block on the next line, did a tremendous job, and James jumped back in and hit that safety and cleaned it, and we got in the end zone in 2 plays, and that was huge, getting a 3-score lead. Now you're up 3 scores. Good solid return. They kicked it high. We won't kick that ball to Carlos, dadgummit. And then we miss a block right here, but LaMarcus makes a really nice return, and we get the ball out to the 34-yard line, which is great starting field position. And here it is right here. I mean, you see Wilder's linebacker on the ground, and Freeman just hits it now. They got the safety coming over the top. And I like what he did here. He made a nice job on the run. The backer just kept continuing on the play, and they make a play. We get a 50, 60-yard run on the first play, boy, and that changes momentum big time. Then we call it again. Watch James Wilder. The line does it great, and watch Wilder. Get that safety, just enough of it. Bobby Hart right there, Reuben Carter, Stork, Matthias, Irving, all those guys did a great job, and the receivers, Rashad, Kenny, and KB. We just good check back, 5. We just did a great job. Now they're trying it, and now we're feeling them. If you could see the other side of that, you talk about taking on a blocker, and they were trying to kick 15 out. He set the edge, kicks it up. Now he tore his face mask off and got it back in. And we ran a little quick play right off the bat, and there goes Carlos Wynn. When he gets in green grass now, he's hard to catch. Great blocks on that play by Nick O'Leary, Benjamin, Bobby Hart, Chad Abrams, all had big-time blocks on that play.
Carlos didn't run far enough. He just kept going.
He just gets so excited. He loves to play. Keeping that ball high and tight, that's a pretty thing to watch, that big body running down the field so fast. Make sure we don't drop that ball. We need to hand it to the official. That way we don't have no problem. Now, great kick right on the goal line. Set the momentum. Now, great play by Jalen Ramsey. Now we're up 4 scores. Now we get the field position on the 11. Great job by Christian. Great job again by Brooksy filling. I mean, what a game Brooksy played. Tremendous game. Getting push in there, making the ball come out quickly. P.J. Williams there. Great to have P.J. back. Man-to-man trying to throw a back shoulder fade. He breaks it up. We get a night. There's Wilder on a run up inside. Then we got the momentum. We got the throw, got the pass, got the screen going, got play action and costing them, and getting it back up in there. Good play action here by Jameis. Great job. Finds his check. He finds his number 2 receiver in KB. KB almost gets in. He's the only one that hadn't scored a touchdown all year, but I'm going to tell you what, he has been on the edge of it big time. He's going to have a bunch of them before the year's out. Great play. Wilder gets to stick it in, but very proud of the way those receivers and our line block there on those plays.
Good to see your weapons. As I mentioned earlier in the show, 8 touchdowns scored by 8 different players.
Exactly right. Mixing the ball around. Great play by Chris Catcher as he's getting cut. See some of those young guys. Boy, they get in the game, the better they're going to be. Can rush the pass. Now they're squeezing that thing down. Now they get a little rotation on the play. They get a nice throw and catch right here. Jalen, hey, sometimes they rubbed him off and got a nice route. Good throw and catch by them. They're moving the ball. And we didn't good back shoulder throw, but we got another hit on the quarterback. Not bad coverage. That's just a great throw and catch by them. Here they get it, and we buzzed the coverage. They kind of threw it right to him. We rolled the safety down. They didn't see the roll, and Tyler Hunter, who had another great game, made a great play on us right there. And we get the ball back, get a low play action off some runs we had. They got some pressure inside there on those way. Great throw again by 5. Kenny Shaw on an over route. We get a 22-yard gain, and we're off and running again. Then we get a little spot route to Nick O'Leary. Nick had 2 catches on the day, did a great job blocking for us. With Nick, now we have 3rd. Now we missed a blitz here. If we'd have got this blitz picked up, 80 probably would have scored on this whip route. But James did a great job of ad-libbing on the blitz. We had a missed play there. And then we get a little naked, and he's looking for the pass. But great job of him to continue to keep the ball up, press the line of scrimmage. As he froze him, then he was able to burst in just like you're supposed to do. And a great job by him. See, he's attacking the line of scrimmage, looking for the route, freezes the safety. Now he runs to the corner. Great job by Jameis getting in the end zone. And we're able to get together. Oh, a big hit right here, Tyler Hunter on the blitz. And I know we didn't get a sack, but boy, it's a big hit. Great enthusiasm. Kenny Shaw, great. Boy, they hit a couple nice punts. Great return here by Kenny Shaw. He sticks it back up in there, gets a nice game. And then we get Jacob Coker in the game. Jacob come in and boy, made some another nice run here. Great check by Jacob. Good run by Carlos again, gets a face mask as he runs through it. And Carlos, we need to get him some more room. He keeps running out of room, doesn't he? Now, what just played by, makes one guy miss. Two guy misses. Steps aside, and what a gun off his left foot, throwing to his left. Right there to Kermit Whitfield, who has his first catch. Great job of him of keeping his feet in bounds. And big time throw and catch right there. We get down, get a field goal out of the drive. But great to see Jacob out there in the game, and really, you see Jacob's talent level right there. You see why that battle was so close during fall camp. Great tackle. And now you're seeing Chris Casher, Justin Shanks in the game, Matthew Thomas, Terrence Smith. There's Nate Andrews, who he's going to be a great player. Keelan Smith. Reggie Northrop's guy came in, I thought did a great job. DeMarcus Walker, right, Northrop and Legway both made a lot of plays. E.J. Levenberry made some plays in the game. Very proud of him. There's Jacoby McDaniel. Now, they had a great ad-lib play by them, but look at our guy. Look at Reggie. He's just chasing that ball everywhere, making plays. Nate Andrews, guys just throwing their bodies around. Some great young players on that field now.
Yeah, young is the word.
Exactly. And then Bobo gets his first punt return. Watch this guy. Make a guy miss. Boom. Now, you talk about that's the way you stick it up north-south. Get a 15-yard return with a guy in your face. This guy's going to be a very talented player now. He's going to be a very good player. There's Gerald Demps in the game. Get a little flip play out here to Carlos. Get him in space. Great job blocking by the wideouts. Isaiah Jones, Bobo, and there's Marquez White, who's going to be an excellent big-time player in my opinion. Nice scramble here by Jake. Ad-libs on third down, picks it up. Now get down now. After you get the first down, get down. I know you want to run into some folks, but Jacob Fair and crew in the game. Some of our young linemen. There's Miles Davis in the game, does a great job. Who is that right there? 50. Oh, there's Ira pushing that pile. He and Jake. Jonathan Wallace doing a good job. Giorgio Newberry in the game. Wilson Bell in the game. Nice job. Now, Ryan Green, inches from spitting this thing now. Ryan's got some go-go juice now. He can run that thing. Get a little play action. Jake finds a flat. There's another guy, Freddie Stevenson at fullback. People don't realize, I'm going to tell you now, great hands, big time, going to be a natural fullback. Now he runs the belly on third, and look at him bounce right here. Gets it up in there. Be careful reaching that ball. I know you want to get in the end zone. Then we hand it back to Freddie and he gets his first touchdown. I'm going to tell you, Freddie's a heck of a football. Jonathan Wallace is burying a guy in the end zone. But Freddie's going to be a heck of a football player. At linebacker, moved him over to fullback, give us some depth here right now. But a very natural. He can play both sides of the ball. Very good football player and doing a great job on our special teams. There we go. There's Reggie Northrop. Him and Shanks filling that hole. Reggie had a really good game in my opinion. Playing good football. Snapped it right there. Who we got right there? Marcus Legway. Those two guys now, you remember those two guys. They're going to be big-time players here for it. So E.J. Levenberry on the play. LaMarcus Brutus almost had a pick six. Got to hang on that daggone. I think he saw the end zone before he held on the ball. Dempsey right there. Yeah, now Sean McGuire gets his first action. Nice handoff right here. Get Ryan Green popping that thing, getting some nice run, nice yards. Good job blocking. Look, now that's what I'm excited. You see Wilder and Freeman on the sideline cheering those guys on. Great job here, Sean. We get the route, they cover it, tucks it down, gets the first down. Ira's leading him. Great job getting it out there. Sean's going to be a very good player too now. Great, ran a little power play. Great cut back here by Ryan Green. Makes a guy miss, makes two guys miss, and then it's running to the corner now. And I'm going to tell you, he's got some speed. Boy, almost got in. Just stepped on his left foot right there, gets the ball on the end line. Great job. There's Kermit making it. Everybody's happy. What I like is when you see a team that's happy for each other.
Right.
No matter who's making plays, those guys don't care. Isaiah Jones is going to be an excellent player. Look at him. There's Marcus Legway again. Going to be a heck of a football player, guys. A heck of a football player.
I said it on the radio that the veterans are happier for the youngsters than the youngsters are, which is great to see.
It is. Now we take the victory formation and end the game. And Nigel Terrell got a carry. Washington in the game did a nice job. We got a great group of young guys. Try to get those young guys in as much as we possibly can. But very proud of the way we finished the game, played the game, and we got a lot of development, a lot of work to do. But we're heading that way. We're heading that way.
62-7 the final score. And Coach, in a matter of about a week, you went from maybe thin at tailback to all of a sudden an embarrassment of riches. Maybe that's an overstatement, but you've got some quality players there.
I feel very comfortable. Freeman and Wilder were playing great, but Carlos gives you an added, not just home run threat, but he's another big body, and he hits it with power up inside. Ryan Green's a great addition. Chad Abrams is playing great football. We don't speak enough about Chad. Chad doing a tremendous job, and Freddie Stevenson. So at tailback and fullback, we're very comfortable where we're developing. Cam Ponder's doing a nice job in there, and we're developing some young players.
Second straight week as we get to the biggest play of the second half, that it's the first offensive play of the second half. This is presented by Xfinity. But boy, if you want to make sure momentum stays on your sideline, you go ahead and get a big hitter, and you did that this time with Devontae Freeman.
Exactly right. You know, Carlos's run was tremendous, but the first play, we emphasized that. We got the ball and scored the last drive of that half. Now we if we can score, either get a field goal or touch. That's 10 or 14 points you get to score before the other team touches it. And right off the bat, we block everything right. Freeman hits it. It's out the gate. We're down ready to score, and we convert it into a touchdown. Just keeps the momentum of the game and changes the game. And just that's something we're working on very hard coming out in the second half. And it's 2 weeks in a row we've been able to score the last drive of the first half, first drive of the second half, and just proud of our guys for being able to keep the focus and concentration.
With the win, Florida State goes to 2-0. They'll be back at home this coming week. We'll have a preview of that matchup with Bethune-Cookman in just a little while. Stay with us. There's more to come here on the Jimbo Fisher Show. I'm here with Tim Brewster, one of several new faces on Jimbo Fisher's staff. He is the recruiting coordinator and tight ends coach. Welcome.
Tom, so good to be here.
It's good to have you here, and you're a guy that's been around the block, so to speak, in coaching, collegiate level, pro level, been a head coach, been an assistant. Coming back or coming to a program like Florida State, how have your first several months been, in your role here in Tallahassee?
You know, the transition has been outstanding. You know, Jimbo Fisher's a great football coach. He's a great leader of our football program, and he's put together an outstanding staff. This is a veteran, experienced staff, one in which understands how to do things, how to game plan, the work ethic. And so my wife Kathy and I have really enjoyed being in Tallahassee.
Now, I've been around football for a while, and I've told Jimbo this, tell other coaches this. You guys hitch your livelihood and your career to the decisions of 18-year-olds, particularly you as a recruiting coordinator. So tell me the attraction that goes with that, given what you're dealing with at times.
You know, recruiting is something that I like to say we do 24/7, 365. Mm-hmm. You never put recruiting down, and if you do, you're going to get behind because people can outwork you in the process. And one thing I know, Jimbo Fisher is a hard-nosed, hard-working guy from West Virginia. I'm the same way. I think this staff is. We're about work ethic, and you know, we're not going to be outworked in the recruiting process. We also, I think, are doing a great job of utilizing all the different ways in which we can help ourselves in recruiting. And we have so much to sell here at Florida State. When you look at the type of education offered, playing in front of 90,000 fans in Doak every Saturday afternoon, the national TV exposure, there's just so many positive things in which you can draw upon in recruiting.
So what do you do when you're not in front of the packed stadium and you're away from football? Not that there's a lot of away from football time during the season, but...
You know what? I really like to enjoy some time away with my wife. My wife, Kathy, and I have been married for this year 29 years, and we've got 3 wonderful sons. We like to spend quality family time. We have an awesome lab, Bailey. We like to, she loves to swim. We walk with her, and she likes to jump in any water that's available. You know, and so I like to golf, I like to jog. I mean, pretty simple things.
A marriage that long in a coaching world is not an easy thing. You said that you actually met in first grade.
How about that? Isn't that amazing, Tom?
So what grade did you know you were going to marry her?
I asked her out for the first time when I was in 11th grade and she was in 12th. And she was a family friend. Our families grew up about 1.5 miles from one another. And it was just one of those moments, Tom, when I was a junior, I looked at, that's not the same Kathy I knew when I was growing up. You know, she a beautiful woman, wonderful mother, and you're exactly right. The wives are so special to be a wife of a football coach, and my wife basically raised our 3 sons by herself. I spent so much time away, and I give her so much credit.
You mentioned to me that all 3 of your sons played collegiate football. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
Well, it was really awesome. My oldest son, Eric, played at Northern Arizona University. Then he transferred to University of Wisconsin River Falls, played wide receiver, set an all-time single-game record in San Diego County. He had 14 catches in a high school game. My middle son, Clint, ironically signed with me at the University of Minnesota when I was the head coach there. ended up transferring out and finishing at Tennessee Tech. And then my youngest son, Nolan, was a first-team USA Today All-American, just a tremendous safety who played at the University of Texas. Unfortunately, he had to stop playing because of concussions, but I'm so blessed. I'm such a proud father of 3 amazing young men.
You've had an opportunity, as I mentioned earlier, to coach sort of across the spectrum. So I'll ask you this: having been a head coach, you're now a better assistant coach. In what ways?
Well, I certainly understand the pressures and all that the job entails of being a head coach. And you don't understand that. You truly don't understand it until you've sat in that chair. And I can sit and I can look at Jimbo and really nothing needs to be said. And I understand what's going through his mind, what's on his mind, all the different things. I was an assistant coach for 22 years, and my dream was to be a head football coach. And I got that opportunity to be a head football coach, but I'm telling you, until you sit in that chair, the comfort level is at a minimum.
You've also had the opportunity to coach at the professional level. What's the difference coaching guys who are paid and at that level, managing egos, compared to, I guess, managing egos, but guys that aren't paid and are playing at the amateur level of college football?
It was very exciting for me to coach in the National Football League, particularly because I coached for 2 Hall of Fame guys, Marty Schottenheimer with the San Diego Chargers and Mike Shanahan with the Denver Broncos. I learned so much from their leadership. But then again, every NFL team is led by the head football coach, and if the head football coach sets a standard, those players will play to that standard. And fortunately, we did in San Diego. And Mike just did an amazing job in Denver. He's truly one of the great head coaches, and I loved my time having a chance to coach a guy like Antonio Gates, develop him into being an All-Pro, and I certainly believe Antonio Gates is going to be a Hall of Fame player. Really, really rewarding to match wits every Sunday in the National Football League against the best of the best.
Well, it's been a fun ride for you. I'm sure we look forward to your ride here in Tallahassee at Florida State. Welcome aboard.
Tom, I'm so fortunate to be a Florida State Seminole.
All right, Tim Brewster from Florida State. We'll step aside, come back with much more right after this. Welcome back to the Jimbo Fisher Show. Florida State gets right back at it this week at home. 6 o'clock start for Bethune-Cookman, and as we preview this matchup, it's presented by Florida Farm Bureau. And Coach, Bethune-Cookman's 3-0, and they got their first ever win over an FBS school this past week as they really clobbered FIU.
And FIU won bowl game just 2 years ago. FIU's got good players. We know they recruit well down there, very well coached. They handled them pretty well. I think 34-10. They're 3-0. They beat Virginia Union. They beat Tennessee State. It was a good program. This team is a talented team, has skilled guys, cause a lot of problems on defense. They blitz you, multiple looks, man, zone, 3-man front, 4-man front. I mean, this team will challenge us. This is a very good football team.
Yeah, one of the stats I noticed, 10 sacks through the first couple of games for them.
Yes.
Run the ball very well. From your point of view now, after that long break, though, from week 1 to week 2, it's more of a normal routine situation here to just get back into. That's got to be nice to settle into.
Yes, it is, and we got to get into that because that's the way the season's going to be, and it's very important, and how we handle it's going to be critical this week.
And I know you want to see a great crowd again. There was a good crowd for opening day,
yes.
But as we mentioned already, you get 7 chances a year.
Exactly.
This
right.
is number 2.
And there's some, we have some great group of young players with old guys, and come show them the appreciation for how hard they work, and they're going to play their hearts out for you.
Florida State and Bethune-Cookman kickoff at 6 o'clock. That is this Saturday at Doak Campbell Stadium. All right, still a little bit more to come, so stay with us. We'll come right back on the other side of this.
Welcome back, fans. As always, we're joined by Joyce Simons, the head chef of Florida State Athletics. And the one thing is, we go through these segments about nutrition, sometimes you got to splurge, right? Sometimes you have to have a little bit of fun. It can't always be egg whites and great vegetables and lean beef and all. Those are very good. Sometimes you need something sweet. But the good news is, when we make this Angel Food French toast, we're cutting down a little bit on the fat. We're not using the egg yolks. We're not using a bread like brioche. It's actually a lot healthier.
Right. So today we're going to make Angel Food Cake French toast, and we're going to make it for you and garnish it up and everything. A little chef secret I like to show is when I get my angel food cake, I freeze it. So sometimes when you have an angel food cake at home and you go to cut it and it smushes, this way when you freeze it, it slices nice and you have a nice piece of cake that you don't have to worry about being all smushed. So we're going to cut a couple pieces. And then since it's so light and airy, it thaws really fast for you. And we're going to take and dip it in a batter. We have a batter with some non-fat milk, some egg beaters, cinnamon, and vanilla to add flavor.
It smells outstanding. This is going to be great.
So we're going to dip it in, just make sure it's fully coated. And then we have a nice warm pan and with just a little bit of oil. And then
Players love this too. You hear so many of the guys saying, "Oh man, when are we going to get that angel food French toast?"
They love breakfast. This is one of the reasons that they love breakfast so much. So we're going to put it in, and we're just going to let it sear on both sides until it's nice and golden brown. So then we're going to flip it. And it has this nice golden brown on it, and then we're going to get our plate ready. So what I have for normal garnishes is sometimes we'll do berries or things like that, but today I have some whipped cream for you and then some nice maple syrup. So we're just going to let that finish toasting, and then we'll put whipped cream on the side.
That cooks up really fast too. That angel food cake just, it
Yeah.
sopped everything up. It was less than a minute to cook that.
Yes, it's so light and airy. So then we're just going to take it right from our pan, or if you have a griddle, this is a really great way to do it, right from that to your plate. And then it has the heavy cream with a little bit of vanilla, whip it up, really easy, and then we have our nice maple syrup. I hope you're ready for something good and sweet, Scott.
Absolutely. There's one thing my mom always taught me, it's be prepared for dessert.
Yeah.
You know, maybe eat a little bit less of the regular meals so you can save room for dessert, right? Everybody needs to do it.
Yeah.
Right?
And who says you can't have dessert at breakfast?
I certainly would not disagree with that statement. Look at this, a little bit extra whipped cream on there. It's perfect, nice and light. Oh man, this is gonna be great. Melts in your mouth, and yes, it's not the healthiest thing in the world, but man, it tastes great. You're cutting out a lot of the calories you would normally have in French toast. Outstanding food.
Yeah.
This is just
And
outstanding.
as long as you don't eat the whole cake, you should be pretty good.
It'd be very easy to eat the whole cake. It's a good thing we're not talking about portion control this week.
Right.
As always, you can find all of Chef Joyce's recipes on Seminoles.com. Make sure you come back next week for another edition with Joyce Simon.
Welcome back to the Jimbo Fisher Show. Tom Block and Coach Fisher. Coach, just a couple of minutes left. One thing, and this is not new, but you always, because you recruit so well, play a lot of youngsters. And I think that the tally is up to maybe 13 true freshmen this year, which is 5th or 6th most in the country. I mean, but that's how these guys need to get playing time to develop, and that's what you're doing.
I've said this, I think how far this team goes is going to be on the development of our young players. The depth, they deal with injuries, to deal with not overplaying your veteran guys. And I think it's very cool. When you have guys that are very talented and you feel can help you, just a matter of getting them knowledge and then getting them in games. And we're trying to do that as much as we possibly can, because this is a long season. You're going to need all these guys, with special teams, offense, defense, and all phases of the game throughout the year.
How much did that extra time between Pitt and Nevada help in terms of, you always hear the cliche of you make the most improvement week 1 to week 2, but I guess what I'm really driving at is through 2 weeks, how do you feel about how the defense has adapted to the new system, and how few or many are the missed assignments?
Very few. Been very, very proud of the way the guys have adapted to the new system, and the young guys have grown. We spent a lot of time that first week just going back to basics and getting these young players fundamental reps again, and the base things in which we do and what we're going to ask them to do in the game. And then, then we game planned the last week, but it was critical getting those guys more reps and then getting and that kept our older guys from taking as many reps and kept them healthy.
One thing that has showed up on scoreboards across the country here in the early part of the college football season is that the underdog, if you will, has sprung several upsets already. Yes. And I know that was part of your message last week and will be again this week as you take on Bethune-Cookman.
This is very critical for our team, because I think it'll set the identity of our team. I mean, that we have to prepare who we play. Doesn't matter. The way you prepare, the way you practice, the mentality in which you have has to be the same, as if we were playing a national championship game, or it's the opening game of the season, or it's a preseason, whatever it may be. The way you prepare, and I think hopefully we've learned those lessons from the past, and I'm hopefully watching our team prepare very well this week.
Well, and obviously through 2 weeks, the results have been very good. You have to be pleased with the way the offense is coming together and your quarterback's playing as well.
I am. I like the way we're throwing the ball. I like the way we're running the ball. I like the balance in which we have. We're distributing the ball not to just one guy, but all guys. Getting it out in the running game, the passing game, where you have to defend the whole field on defense, and that's what defenses don't want to do. And I'm very proud on defense the way we're being able to play the run. And like I say, we're getting some turnovers and interceptions. Now, not necessarily getting a lot of sacks, but we're affecting the quarterback. We're hitting him. We're getting shots on the court, good clean shots, making the ball come out very quickly so the ball doesn't get down the field, and then we're rallying to the football very well.
And the result is a 2-0 start. Congratulations on that, but no time to think about that. You'll get set for another football game this week. We will see you at Doak Campbell Stadium, and we'll see you next week right here on the Jimbo Fisher Show.
The Jimbo Fisher Show has been brought to you by the Florida Lottery, proud sponsor of FSU Athletics. The Florida Department of Transportation, drive sober or get pulled over. The energy-saving conservation programs of Tico Peoples Gas. Camping World and Good Sam, your one-stop shop for everything RV. Coca-Cola Zero, real Coke taste and 0 calories. The Gem Collection, finest quality jewelry, extraordinary service, and the best possible prices. SunTrust, it's never been easier to switch to SunTrust. Visit suntrust.com/switch. Nick's Toggery, provider of Coach Fisher's wardrobe. Join us next week for another in-depth look at Florida State football.